Good morning, everyone. Welcome to First Unitarian Church in New Bedford. We welcome everyone that's joining us online today. I am Reverend Karen LeBlanc. I am the minister to this church, and as we minister to each other here. We are a people creating beloved community here at First Unitarian. We believe in practicing and promoting the UU values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, independence, and generosity in our congregation, and that those values always spring from the love at the center that guides us. We are people of purpose here in this church, my friends. We work to make sure that everyone feels valued and included in this meeting house, regardless of race, color, nationality, age, physical or mental abilities, gender identity, economic status, how you believe and who you love. And I'm sure there's more to that list. If what you hear resonates with you today, we hope you'll consider becoming part of this way cool community of seekers and keepers of this long dream that is our church. First Unitarian in New Bedford recognizes the land that we inhabit and enjoy sits on the unceded ancestral land of the Wampanoag. We give respect to the people of light here at First Unitarian and their ancestors, and we honor them in this church. Quick couple of housekeeping points. If you're new here, you want to be on our mailing list, sign this blue card, put it in the offertory. That will put you on our newsletter email list. Coffee hours after the service right through that door. We are live streaming, so please be aware of that if you come up to light a candle. And if you will put your phones in worship mode, we will begin by lighting our chalice. Where's our chancellor? Brody. Hey. All right, Brody is going to light our chalice today. Now, today is the end of the Hindu festival of Diwali. So I've got a couple of readings here from the Bhagavad Gita. The dark night of all beings awake to light the tranquil man is from the Bhagavad Gita. So the word Diwali, or Diwali, depending on where you're from, it means row of lights in Sanskrit. And during this festival, people decorate their homes with lights and oil lamps called diyas, and we are going to light 3 diyas. Did you get them? All right. We lit. Nicely done. That's why you're the chancellor, Brody. So we lit 3 diyas this morning, 1 for today, 1 for tomorrow, and 1 for Tuesday. Our opening words this morning, also from the Bhagavad Gita: work done with anxiety about results is far inferior to work done without such anxiety. In the calm of self-surrender, seek refuge in the knowledge of Brahma. They who work selfishly for results are miserable. Ain't that the truth? All right, my friends, now, please rise as you are willing and able and sing with me our first hymn, number 346, 346. and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Please remain standing and say good morning and greet one another. We've got a lot of cool visitors here that we've never met before. Oh, yeah, we're going to stretch. That's right. Now, please remain standing. Gotcha. And we're going to do a quick, I forgot to do this at the beginning before we even light the chalice. We've been doing this year. All right, give me a couple of good deep breaths and get your arms, if you can, if this is comfortable for you. We need this week. We really need this week. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. And 1 more. And now give me some cactus arms like this. Put that chest out, your heart out where it needs to be. Feel the love. Put your hands on your heart. Give some love to yourself and give some love out into the world. God knows we need it. All right, now stay standing because we're going to read our covenant, which is printed in your order of service. We come together as a religious community, upholding freedom of conscience, right relationship, and the inherent worth of all people. We value our diversity and pledge to care for one another in the spirit of compassion, to speak and listen to each other with respect, and to promote justice and kindness in the world. Miss Yasmin, our Director of Religious Education, is going to tell us a story. Go ahead and sit down.
Good morning, everyone. So today I'm sharing a story that I got from Guts for Glory, the story of Civil War soldier Rosetta Wakeman, who went by the name of Lion. So this is what I'm referencing today. But I also really want to bring attention to this number and how important it is and why I chose the color red. And so it's really important sometimes to wear red, especially around Veterans Day. And so I'm not really fond of red shirts I do have a cute red dress, but I chose red shoes. Because red, when we talk about that, stands for remember everyone deployed. And so I wanted to tell you 22. There's something called Project Mission 22. And our theme last month was deep listening. Our theme this month is repair. And so we need to repair. And that's what we do here. That's our work. That's why we have our sources. 22. It's not the greatest number, unfortunately. It's horrific. Because every day, 22 veterans commit suicide. So that's wrong. And so we are going to act on that, and you know it. And so it's our mission to be whatever it is that we need to do and be to say, yeah, we care. We are the people who care. And so in Sunday school, we're going to be writing letters to veterans so we could drop them off at our local places. So whenever they're in the office at their town or city halls, it's like, oh, here from the children. And they open it up, and there's hearts, and it's just beautiful. So Rosetta Wakeman Lyons was a woman. Civil War was going on, and she was listening to herself, and she's like, yeah, I'm really good on the farm, and I'm doing my chores, but I believe that I could be something. One night, took her hair, chopped it off, strapped herself up, snuck out at night, and became a soldier. When women were not allowed to be in the military. So she listened to herself. She fought alongside many men, never disguised. She did it. How do we know this? Because she wrote letters home. Sometimes with Rosetta, sometimes as Lyons. But she also had in one of her rings inscribed Rosetta Wakeman. That way, they really knew that this was her and the narrative of her story could be told. Now, what I find cool about that is let's talk about the women during this era, because we have a lot of really cool women, and sometimes when I ask my students, I'm like, do you get it? Can you name some women? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so we need to act on that. So, of course, we have, during this era when women were not really had the right to vote, couldn't join in the military, we had a lot of restrictions, but we had a lot of really, really cool women. Like Frances Louisa Clayton and Mary Ann Clark and Rosetta Wakeman, all women who disguised themselves as men enlisted in the Army. Thank you very much. Also, real early reference to transgender. Way cool. Then, these people acted as spies and smugglers. Elizabeth Van Lew, Harriet Tubman, and Mary Jane Richards. And one of our very own Unitarian, Dorothea Dix, Dr. Mary Walker, first woman surgeon in the Army, Susie King Taylor, they helped the sick and the wounded. So while we're in the repair theme and having the right to say and be at the table, here we remember Rosetta Wakeman and all the other powerful women, and most importantly, the families of these soldiers, of men, women, peoples, lovelies, who are committing suicide every day, 22. So wear red, however it is, your shoes, your bangle, your headband, because that is our way of saying we remember everyone deployed. So as we get ready for this climate that we're about to be in, we are here for you, and we want you to know with our mission and vision, we will make all of this one day go away. That's our dream. Happy Sunday School. May words we say be kind and true. May love be a guide in all we do. May kindness stay within our heart, and peace be with us all wherever we are.
Oh, and before these kids leave, we have to say happy birthday to Alec. There he is, birthday boy. Happy birthday, Alec. Happy birthday. Birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. is the time in our service where we share with each other our joys, our sorrows, our concerns. I'm going to light the first candle for Alec's birthday and for my mom's birthday, which was yesterday. They're only a few years apart. So if you have something you'd like to share, please come up, tell us your name, and please be brief about what you're sharing.
Good morning. I'm Lynn Whitney, and I was in Montgomery, Alabama last week with
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Because you were in Alabama.
Oh, no, I'll tell you, I'm going to recommend that people go to Montgomery, Alabama. The Equal Justice Initiative has created a legacy museum that chronicles the Black Americans from the time of enslavement through the Emancipation, Reconstruction, segregation, lynchings, and the Civil Rights Movement. And it is a powerful place. It is so well done, and it is really, really a life-changing experience. So I had that last week, and I just wanted to share that. And really, I didn't think I would ever recommend that anybody go to Montgomery, Alabama, but I do.
Say the name of the place again.
The Legacy Museum. There's also a Legacy Culture Park.
Cool. Thank you. Come on, Rochelle. Look at you, looking gorgeous.
Hi everyone, my name is Rochelle, and I'm wearing some shoes that I got at the thrift shop. They make noise, oh well. Just a little plug for the thrift shop, you guys. Hi John, we miss you, and I'm glad to see you here. And I'm so happy to be part of this community, especially this week, because it's a very stressful week, but I do have hope seeing babies and older people and medium people, and Karen is like the light of the universe right here. I love her so much, and it's really a hard week. This is a hard week, you guys.
Don't panic. Don't panic. Come on, Deb.
Hi, my name is Deb, and I have excitement because I've been waiting and waiting for a box. It's this big, and it's full of daffodil bulbs, which the garden people are going to plant outside in the garden. And it came. I was worried it wouldn't come before today. And the other thing, building on what Lynn said, and because Lynn is the person who's organizing Dinners for 8, the community that we have will grow, and Dinners for 8, everyone, one person has the dinner at their house and makes something, and everybody else brings something for a total of 8 people. And we signed up to be a host, but I haven't seen anybody signing up to be a visitor. So contact with Lynn Whitney, because we all need to get together and get to know each other in a different way.
Amen, sister. So I lit 2 candles, as is our practice here, one for all the joys and sorrows we keep in our hearts today, and one for everyone out there still looking for a supportive and loving place like this to share with. Thanks, Randy. That was nice. And we have a responsive reading this morning. It's printed in your order of service, and usually we just have plain type and bold type. But if you will notice, we also have some italics. The italics we're all going to read together. So I'll read the plain type if you'll answer with the bold. This is from Annie Forster, called Let Us Seek Peace. Peace is more than the absence of worry. It is the creation of safe havens for all. Let us seek contentment. Let us learn peace. Peace is more than the absence of discordance. It is the intent listening to diverse points of view. Let us seek harmony. Let us learn peace. Peace is more than the absence of tension. It is studying the hard lesson of letting go. It is breathing. Let us seek serenity. Let us learn peace. Peace is much more than the absence of war. It is observing the promised truce when anger would say no. It is just compromise when the ego would say my way. It is striving for reconciliation when the heart would say revenge. Let us seek amity for all the earth. Let us learn peace. Now, hold on one moment. Need this for the next reading. But the prayer this morning is not going to be John O'Donohue, which is printed in your order of service, because I switched it up last night because I found this meditation. I hope you like it. It's called Election Promises by Mark Bellatini. I hear the polls are going to be open on Tuesday, all day. Good. I certainly intend to go to them. I certainly invite you to go to them and vote too. But today I say the polls are not just open on Tuesday. I say they are open every day, every hour, even here, even now. I'm going to vote right now for the right to dream of a world where the word politics doesn't stop me in my tracks, and where the word honor still has a few good meanings left. I'm going to vote right now for the power of free people to actually be free, no matter who they are, no matter who has abandoned them, no matter who hates them. I actually am going to vote for love. I'm going to vote for the truthfulness as the norm, not the exception. I'm going to vote for a world that doesn't vote for killing, control, and swagger. I'm going to vote for you. I'm going to vote for me. Right now, right here, silently, but for real. Amen. Cool. And for those of you that couldn't see Randy, yes, he was accompanying himself on the melodica. All right, this is what I needed. Our second reading, they used to be known as Teresa Soto, but now they are Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. Good for them. Everything is still on fire, despite your best efforts, in addition to living. It is clear that, fire or not, you must level up what it means to thrive. Right now, that means wrestling with the truth in the fact that everything is not all your fault. I am sorry that everything is still on fire. Once hate catches, the winds of "not my problem" blow and blaze, and it's hard to stop. But hard is not impossible. Not yet is different than never. You, in community, have an answer. You have a response to systems of power and control and to the cost of suffering. You and your community together are the answer. You are not only a people of flame, but also a people of cold, clear truth. You know both where you fall short and where you flourish and where you still reach. Everything is still on fire, but all is not lost. You remain more nimble and steadfast, more unshakable than swayed by the latest rage. You are here to put out the ravenous flames and heal the world. Enough is enough. Amen to that. Now, let us sing another hymn. Please rise in body or spirit and sing with me number 159, 159. This is my song. be seated. Now is the time in our service where we ask you for your kind donations toward the many good works of this church, and we sure do thank you for your generosity. So the first sermon of the month is usually based on our Soul Matters theme. This month, the theme is the practice of repair, living love through the practice of repair. But we're going to have to wait till next week to talk about that. We'll have a better idea of what we need to fix. This week, we got a lot more to talk about, right? A lot on our minds. After months of anxiety and dread, relentless pleas for donations, and endless political commercials, the election is at hand on Tuesday. How many people here already voted? How many people love to wait until the day of the election to go and vote with other people? I don't care as long as you vote. So the title of this sermon, Don't Panic! I love this cover. We found it looking for something that said "Don't Panic," and I just figured that a space kitty would just help with tamp the anxiety down. So take this home, put it on your fridge somewhere you can see it. So if you don't know the somewhat dated catchphrase "Don't Panic," I'm making a reference to a science fiction book. No! The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, who sadly passed away in 2001. So long, and thanks for all the fish. In the series, "Don't Panic" is a phrase on the cover of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is a handy device for intergalactic travelers to navigate the many strange and dangerous things one comes across when hopping around the cosmos. The novel explains that this was partly because the device looked insanely complicated, and partly to keep intergalactic travelers from, panicking. Quote, "It is said that despite its many glaring and occasionally fatal inaccuracies, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy itself has outsold the Encyclopedia Galactica because it is slightly cheaper and because it has the words, 'Don't Panic,' in large, friendly letters on the cover." End quote. Arthur C. Clarke said Douglas Adams' use of "don't panic" was perhaps the best advice that could ever be given to humanity. That's saying something. Maybe the phrase should be flashed intermittently during campaign speeches or prominently displayed at the top of every ballot, right? Although, rarely does someone tell you not to panic unless there's something to panic about. But all right, forget about that. That totally bursts the bubble of my sermon. Look, I know we're all exhausted. I know we're all anxious and probably a little more than fearful. This election may well be the most consequential for the American people than any other in history. I'm feeling it too, and I'm a news junkie, so I get overloaded from reading numerous sources trying to figure out what might happen and scouring for good news. So I read an article early this week by Michael Tomasky in the New Republic that helped me focus my feelings, and it was called, "If You're Being Fatalistic or Panicking, You Are Helping Fill-in Republican Candidate Whose Name Shall Never Be Sully This Pulpit." The first line, which immediately drew me in, said, "Yes, there's so much riding on this election, but here's a crazy idea. You may as well spend the last week feeling confident." You know that's pretty much how I live my life right there, right? Oh yeah, terrible, but let's try it anyway. The essence of that article is that liberals tend toward fatalism and panic, and conservatives tend to look for things to feel confident about. And it is so true. They were so confident that their guy couldn't possibly lose the 2020 election that they stormed the Capitol, inspired and encouraged by their candidate. And even after we saw all of that happen, live on television, and every court that looked at all of their evidence that there was voter fraud said there was none, they still remain confident that everything is a hoax. Somehow we're all in cahoots to fool them. even the weather right now, right? And the liberals tend toward fatalism and panic, well, because we feel like we're taking crazy pills that this is even a thing, right? That someone who is asking again to be our president can just get away with lies and deceit, corruption, extortion, assault, insurrection, racism, xenophobia, ad infinitum, without real consequence. It boggles the mind. No wonder we lean toward fatalism, right? The system's broken. So Tomasky also talks a lot about how the media has helped to shape the idea that liberals don't represent real Americans. And when they look for these elusive folk, they inevitably head toward the middle of America to talk to white working class people, many of whom are conservative. And this creates this weird inferiority complex for liberals where they can, about whether they can persuade an average Joe to support the candidates they nominate. That is pure hogwash and malarkey. To quote our current president, think about it, I'm serious. Because Tomasky points out, the Republican Party has become so extreme that it no longer represents those middle American values. Do you think that women anywhere don't want bodily autonomy and reproductive freedom? Do you think middle Americans don't want sensible gun laws that keep their children safe, a higher minimum wage, or to tax the rich? The majority of people have said that they want these things in our country. I think they care a lot about those issues, and that the majority of people also do not want to see our country in such a divided state as it is now. There's deep disappointment among a lot of conservative friends of mine and neighbors of mine that the Republicans' apparent platform of hate and revenge can have enough sway with people to make this race close. It's another thing that blows my mind. No one who wants peace for this country and for this country to survive as a democracy can get behind these extreme ideas of this dystopian future. But the author of the article says, freaking out and panicking just contributes to an overall atmosphere that helps the other side. Don't do it. Fatalism is the opium of the people. I think he's right. And I also think that freaking out and panicking creates more chaos. We know that what we put out into this world makes a difference. We say it every week here. It makes a difference. So don't do that. It doesn't help. So I have denounced my fatalism. I am leaning heavily on my optimism and faith this week because I believe that we as a country are so weary of the chaos and the contempt. It is exhausting. I believe the American people have it in them to build each other up rather than tear each other down. I believe we are better than this, and we have a very good chance at proving it. This isn't 2016, my friends, and we're not going back. I have been feeling confident for a few weeks now, and not just because I seek out articles that support my optimism, but because I am choosing to work this magic of positive thinking. And that, my church, brings me back to Diwali. I did the weave there, you see that? I did the weave. That was the best weave anyone's ever woven. So we're celebrating Diwali today, not just for our interest in a broad spectrum of religious beliefs and practices, but because our friend Sri Lakshmi, who is not here today, darn it, she's Hindu, and we want her to feel welcome and included in this space. So, Shri, I hope you will watch this, and I apologize in advance for any butchering of your language that I am about to do. So for many people, Diwali honors the Hindu goddess of wealth, Lakshmi. They light lamps and the diyas right here, and they're said to help Lakshmi find her way into people's homes to bring prosperity in the year to come. But it is also a celebration of good triumphing over evil. And different legends based on this theme are associated with Diwali. So in northern India, Hindus celebrate the return of the gods Rama and Sita to the city of Ayodhya after defeating the evil king Ravana. In the region of Bengal, people worship the goddess Kali, the destroyer of evil forces, during Diwali. And in Nepal, a country bordering northeast India, people celebrate Lord Krishna's victory over the wicked king Narakarusura. Sorry, Shri. So lighting a candle, it seems like such a simple thing to do. But today, especially as we've turned our clocks back and darkness is going to be coming a lot more quickly upon us, this feels really right. So maybe for the next 3 days, maybe we all light a candle in the evening and bring some light into the darkness, focusing on how, in all the greatest stories and all the cultures of the world, good triumphs over evil and balance is restored. Be confident in that. If you don't have a candle, ask me for one. I will give you one. So let's end with some of that positive magic. Close your eyes for a moment. Envision a future that you want to see. Take a little minute to just get some kind of ideal picture in your head and take a snapshot to carry with you this week. Use it when you light your candle, sending it out into the world as if it were real, connecting with all of us lighting candles after dark. Let's be as positive as humanly possible for the next few days and spread that like light. Use those magic words, New Bedford's motto, Lucem Defundo. We spread light, and it sounds like a Harry Potter thing. And next week, my friends, whenever the election is called, we will open the doors here and welcome the people. I'm planning on a celebration with music and maybe some champagne. We can do some day drinking in the sanctuary. That's what we did last time. This is going to be a party. And I hope you'll come, because people are voting in droves this year. And when we vote, we win. When we vote, we win. Amen. And so may it be. Whew. Tuesday, we're going to do fine. We're going to be great. Now, if you will rise in body and spirit, sing with me our last hymn. Whew, we don't get to do this one too often, so I'm excited. Number 149, Lift Every Voice and Sing. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over away with the tears that have watered. We have come treading the path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us far on the way. We pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget thee. Shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. If we have any hope of transforming the world and changing ourselves, we must be bold enough to step into our discomfort, brave enough to be clumsy in there, loving enough to forgive ourselves and others. May we, as people of faith, be granted the strength to be so bold, so brave, and so loving. Hold fast, my church. We love you. Stay strong. Live long and prosper. Go in peace. Vote, 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 vote. Because we're going to win. All right, have a seat. We're going to listen to our postlude, then drink some coffee.